What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Jai, Travelversity. So people been asking me to do videos on the difference between like Medellin, Colombia, and Thailand and Pattaya, where I am now, and Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So that's what I'm gonna do for y'all, man. Today I'm gonna go over the differences and the comparisons as much as I can because when you think about it, man, it's three different countries and they all work differently. And it's hard really to compare countries. You kind of just got to live where you at in the time. And that's how I look at it. Like, it's kind of hard to compare, but I'm going to try, man. So remember, like, comment, subscribe, man. Also, I'm going to be getting into the comparisons about the prices, the girls, all that on the Patreon. So I'm going to have that for y'all on the Patreon, brand new Patreon that just dropped. I'm gonna have a link for that below. So for y'all that's interested in knowing that type of stuff, if you're not interested in knowing that type of stuff, that's cool too. I'll still do this video. But for y'all that want to be interested in some other stuff and want to find out some other stuff, then I'll drop that on the Patreon. So yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna get into the video. Yeah.
Overseas, couple G's and expenses. Gotta get it, I've been different since the entrance.
As far as apartments go, I'll say Thailand is the cheapest, hands down, because here, for the same size and like quality of apartment you're gonna get in Colombia, you're gonna get here for half the price. So whereas in Colombia, I was using Airbnb, but in Colombia, whereas I might be paying 500 for a place, 600 for a place, here in Thailand, it's more like 250. So that's half the price right there. In Rio, I don't even want to get started on Rio. But Rio, you're gonna spend more, of course. It's Rio. You're gonna spend upwards of $700, $800, $900 a month for a place. If you plan on living in the Copacabana, Ipanema area, you're gonna spend that much. So, and to me, I also have a video about this already. Like 2 things I don't like about Rio. The apartment quality is not for the price. So you're gonna be paying $700, $800, $900 for a place, maybe even more, and it's gonna be kind of, outdated. So Thailand wins for me on that, hands down. Thailand takes the cake. Now, as far as like food and all that stuff, I say it's about the same price. But in Thailand, you can get the street food, pay a little bit of money, not pay too much. But also in Colombia, they have local spots you can go to and not spend a lot of money. So all of those really just depend on how you want to eat food. And some people want to do restaurants because you can spend a lot of money in Thailand on if you want to go to restaurants. Same way in Brazil, same way in Colombia. Or you can eat more of the local spots. You can eat the street food here. It's a lot of stuff you can do to lower your costs on food. So as far as food, I'll say it's about the same. So food, about the same. Housing, I'm gonna say Thailand. And as far as quality and price, I'll say Thailand. Next, I'm gonna go into the nightlife. The nightlife. The parties, the drinking, the bars. Nightlife in all these places are really good. But I think I have to give the edge to Thailand, man. Pattaya, Thailand is undefeated when it comes to the nightlife. It's just like one big party out here now. Colombia has great nightlife too. And Brazil has really good nightlife. So I'll go Thailand #1, then Brazil, then Colombia. And DR, I don't really know too much about the nightlife there because I was in Sosúa. That's not really a big like nightlife type of place. You go there and do what you do, but it ain't really real nightlife if you get what I'm saying. So I'm gonna have to say Pattaya, man, Thailand. They got the nightlife game on Smash. They got the daytime game on Smash. You can literally party here 24 hours a day if you want. Now, obviously, right now it's not open. Everything's not open. But when it is open, you can turn up out here as much as you want, man. So Pattaya is, I mean, this is probably the biggest party place in the world, I think. So this gonna be number one, man. The parties, man. There's so much different stuff to do. You don't even have to just go to a club or a bar. They have like nice little shisha spots. Even though that's technically not legal, but you know, they got some places that have that. They have like cocktail cars where it's like outside and it's like a, you know, like a little outside bar. They have the clubs, they have the go-go bars, they have the gentlemen's clubs, they have everything, anything you need. Or you can just go sit out on the beach, man, and drink. So as far as nightlife, man, I gotta give it to Pattaya, man. Pattaya number one as far as the nightlife situation is going. Food next. So as far as food goes, it's kind of a toss-up, you know, between Thailand and Brazil for me. Because Brazil has some really, really good food. And Thailand has some really, really good food as well. Actually, way better than I was expecting. But here in Thailand, I'll say there's more diversity. Like, you know, there's like Indian people here with Indian restaurants. You got Mexican restaurants. You have Greek restaurants. There's so many different types of restaurants because there's so many different people here from different countries opening businesses. So they have a bunch of different types of restaurants, different type of food you can get, and Thai food is amazing as well. In Brazil, the Brazilian barbecue was great. I love the Brazilian barbecue. Brazil has some great food too, man. So to me, it's a toss-up between Thailand and Brazil when it comes to food. Now, Colombia, I'm gonna be real. Colombia does not have the best food. They have some okay food. You can go to some restaurants, some chain restaurants. They have and get some good food. But as far as like, you know what I'm saying, overall, the Colombian food wasn't that good to me. So I'm gonna say between Brazil and Brazil and Thailand on the food, and DR. I gotta throw DR in there too. DR has some really good food. So these places for sure. Colombia probably bottom of the list for food. All the other ones, about their Thai. So that's what I'll say as far as the food aspect. I know y'all want to hear about the women. I know y'all want to hear, I guess, how I'm gonna compare the women. So this one here is kind of tricky because I personally have a philosophy where I believe that there are different types of women for wherever you at, wherever place you are in, whatever country you in, you just have to deal with what you have there. And I believe that there are sexy women everywhere. Just there are sexy women that are Asian. There's sexy women that are from Latin America. There's sexy women that are African. Sexy women that's American. There's sexy women everywhere. That's how I look at it. So it's kind of hard to compare because it depends on your taste. Some guys prefer Asian women. Some guys prefer African women. Some guys prefer Latina women. So it's kind of one of those things where it really just depends on your taste, because I could say these girls look good, but if you're not into Asian women or you're not into this type of woman, then you might not feel the same. So for me, as far as looks and all that, it's kind of hard to say because there are some beautiful women in Thailand, some beautiful women in Brazil, some beautiful women in Colombia. Now, I will say that personally, I kind of like the personalities of the Thai women the most. Like, they like to have fun, they outgoing, they like to joke around, they like to party. I mean, they some good girls. So I would say personally, I like the personalities of the Thai women more so far out of the places I've been. Now, I will say maybe physically, I'm probably going to have to go with Brazil because I love that Brazilian look, that curly hair. They got the different mixtures and all that. So physically, I might give that one-up edge to me personally in Brazil because those are more of my types. But in Thailand, a lot of the girls speak English, so you don't have to learn a new language either, which could be a challenge for dudes in other places. Brazil, Colombia, that could be a challenge because you got to learn Spanish. You got to learn Portuguese. Here, You could just speak English. You could text in English and all that. So, I mean, yeah. So I ain't really got too much on the girls. Now I'm gonna go more in depth on the girls on the Patreon video, because I can tell y'all what y'all really want to hear. On here, I could just only talk about, physical, what I think they look like, their personalities and all that. So personality, I'm gonna go Thailand. Physically, I'm gonna go Brazil, and all the rest of the stuff that I know y'all want me to compare, I'm gonna do that on the Patreon video, as far as prices and all that type of stuff when it comes to the girls. So follow that Patreon, man. This is just a quick little video, man. Quick little comparison. I might do another one, do a part 2 later. But yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, man. Join that Patreon to get that exclusive video, and join the private Facebook group, because we can chop it up in there too. So yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.
Overseas, couple G's and expenses. Gotta get it, I've been different since the entrance.